So I had a EGR valve go out in my 2006 Mazda Miata, and after resetting the code a few times, it kept coming back. Pretty much you drive it, the code would stay off until you stopped, and then restart, let it sit for a little bit, and restart it, and the light would come on. So had a mechanic come over to my house, and this is not a step-by-step procedure of how to do it. I looked online thinking I might tackle this on my own, kind of a shade tree mechanic, and it was no rush to get it done, but I am really glad I didn't tackle this one myself. I had somebody that knew what they were doing. So if you know what you're doing, maybe this can help you to figure out what needs to be done. But the EGR valve lies underneath these tubes up against between the engine, back of the engine block and the firewall. So the goal here is to get to it first. And I've got the Sport Edition, so there was some suspension parts here to take off. And we initially thought the intake manifold was going to have to come off, but we abandoned that idea and ended up where all the forums and stuff were saying to take off this cowl here for the where the wipers and the cowl there. So we did that, and I initially thought he was going to have to take the intake manifold off, so he's preparing to do that, and then we went a different direction. But when we got to the cowl here, we got the plastic cowl off. There is a black plate, as you can see here, that once that comes off, and you can see this little bulge here, that gives you a little bit more room to access the part. So first there was this plastic piece that he took off underneath there that exposed some more bolts so we could get to what we needed to. So there you can clearly see that black plate right here in the middle of the picture. That once that's removed, you get a little bit more access to getting to the part. Let's see if I have any other footage here that's of any value. That's basically taken off all that plastic there to get to all the bolts, and then I believe that part is now removed. Yeah, it's gone. So now you can see down in there behind the engine a little bit, you can see this this line is in the way, and bracket here that's in the way. So all this stuff has to, be made to where you can move it. So you can see that he moved the two main lines there away, air conditioning lines, I believe those are. And again, just trying to clear a path to get to this thing. And so if you look on some of the forums, you'll see kind of a laundry list of things that were removed. But that's what you're up against. So not a real good picture there. Let's see what we got. So again, trying to figure out how to get to that thing. And he was going to take off, like I say, that intake, and then we went a different direction, which I'm glad, because I don't want to have to. So finally, there we were. There's the part. And let's see if there's anything helpful here. So we can actually see it down there now. getting the wrench onto the two bolts. So again, I think he's just kind of clearing a path there, trying to get to where he can get a wrench in there. And there, we've got a pretty good shot now to be able to get a wrench in there. And I think he ended up using a 1/4-inch drive on it. But he realized that he couldn't hardly move it once he got it in there. I guess there's a tool that is made that Mazda has, but he didn't have one of those, of course. And so we just did it the old-fashioned way and just kept trying with what he had. And he realized that, hey, if we take off this valve cover, that's going to give him room to move that ratchet and be able to make some headway towards getting that bolt out. The two bolts. There's two bolts, electrical plug and a antifreeze line that's hooked up to this thing. So now he's got a little more of a clear path that he has that the valve cover removed. So now he's able to get in there, and he got the bolts loose, and now he's using his fingers to loosen them, because you can only go so far, and then the ratchet's hitting the firewall, so you can't, you got to do it by hand. So he made some headway and got the bolts loose. Let's tune in here and see what he's doing. Yeah, he's just finger loosening the bolts.
It's funny because the older generations, the EGR is attached to the throttle body.
Yeah.
In the front, passenger side.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was using a wrench on that side. There's two bolts. One you could use a wrench on a lot easier than the other.
It's all right,
Man, my hands hurt. My hands are so bruised.
Yeah. And he does this for a living every day. So there it is. It's coming out.
Really? That'll gonna give me trouble coming out now. I'm just gonna have to do it like this.
So there's the antifreeze line, coolant line that's hooked up to it. He saved that for last. There's the part. We finally got it out. You can see the carbon build up on the inside there. There's the new one installed. He finger tightened everything, and then was able to get a socket on them and get it tight, and then reassemble and put everything back together again. So yeah, it's quite a big Humpty Dumpty putting it back together again, but he knew what he was doing and got it done, and there we are, installed almost. Just finger tighten them as best as you can, and trying to get a wrench back there, I'm sure. Yeah, try to get them in as far as possible. So anyway, hopefully that helps. At least you can kind of see, oh, hey, that's where I got to go. That's where I got to dig to get in there. And hope that helps somebody out.